there, sorry. Yeah, so the band had more than one stint here, but whilst they were here, they became extremely popular with German audiences, and by the time they left here in like 1962, they were well on their way to becoming the very famous band that we know today. So it's when they returned in November and December of '62 that Ringo Starr joined them as the drummer. So that was when we ended up with the final lineup that you would have known so well. It's funny to note when they first came with Pete Best as the drummer, they gave him the impression that he was auditioning, but in fact he was the only one who turned up. It was quite expensive to be a drummer back then. You had to have your own kit, and there weren't very many candidates for the job, so they were worried he would demand more money if they knew that he was the only one up for the job. So maybe he could have got more out of them than he did, but anyway, it's an interesting sideline to the story. So we're just coming up the hill here that brings us eventually up towards the red light district, and then as we go along the Reeperbahn, you'll be in no doubt as to what happens in that area. Beautiful church here on the left hand side, this spire. This is called St. Michael's, but generally referred to just as the Michael. It's been destroyed or damaged by natural things like lightning strikes and so on in its history, but it's always been rebuilt because that was the church. When the sailors saw that one, they knew they were home. So it was a real symbol for the city. Being a sailor was a very dangerous profession back in the day. It still can be today, of course, but back then it was even more treacherous. So people always said goodbye to their sailor family members, not knowing if they'd ever see them again. But when the sailors saw that, they knew they were home. So it has a very big place in the heart of people in Hamburg. So when we come up to the next set of traffic lights, that's the sort of point where we cross over into the red light district. Just out here to the right hand side, there's a beautiful massive garden. It's called Planten und Blumen, and it's a little bit different to what you would expect to see in German. In Hamburg they use a different dialect called Plattdeutsch, or Low German. So Planten und Blumen is from that dialect. There's a big space out to the right hand side. There's a few trucks parked out there, but otherwise it's kind of empty.